Pressure is mounting on US President Joe Biden to step down after an agonising press conference at the NATO Summit. Well, joining me live is former Howard Government Minister and Bondi Partners Senior Advisor, Peter McGauran. How are you?
Good morning, Janie. Very well.
So that speech yesterday, a few big gaffes, and Joe Biden's presidency, I mean, it's very hard for him to step down via the Constitution. He doesn't want to, but a lot of people on both sides are saying that he should.
True, but there's no mechanism for the Democrat Party to now strip him of his favoured status as their preferred candidate. If he doesn't blink and step down voluntarily, I think he will be their candidate. It'll be confirmed in their convention in August. So he's fighting for his political life. The donors are beginning to move against him. Hollywood's moved against him. A number in the Congress have moved against him. Oh no, this is hanging in the balance. But psychologically, if he holds firm, then he will be their candidate.
And looking at the polls, I mean, they're very close, aren't they? They either favour Trump, favour Biden, they're equal. But the crucial swing seats really look like they're favouring Trump at the moment.
True, there's five swing states. America's very polarised. You can basically lock many of the majority, 45 of the 50 states, one way or the other. The 5 swing states, 4 of them are going for Trump. Now, Trump will beat Biden. I don't think there's any doubt about that. Nobody can vote for Biden, particularly as the rate of his cognitive decline is so rapid. Can you imagine him in 2 years' time, 3 years' time? But Trump's no certainty against an alternate Democrat candidate, such as Vice President Kamala Harris. The oldest maxim in politics is don't underrate your opponent. So Trump's looking very good at the moment. They'll crown him the Republican candidate at their conference next week, but he only remains in such an exalted position because Biden is his opponent. Things could drastically change if Biden is replaced.
It's not compulsory to vote in the US, so how do you see voter turnout if perhaps people don't want to vote Democrat if Biden's in or out, but they don't want to vote Trump, for example?
Yeah, this is a crucial point, Janie. It's voluntary voting. The turnout of the vote is critical. Trump in 2022 actually won 70 million votes, the highest number of votes for any presidential candidate, more than Obama, but 8 million less than Joe Biden. So Trump motivates his base, but he also motivates the Democrat base to come out. Now, many of them will have dropped off. Many of them will have dropped off because of their disrespect for Biden, separate to his physicality. They blame him for the disastrous drop in standard of living, in housing, cost of living, energy, all the same things we face. So I think there will be a much lower turnout for Biden and any Democrat candidate for that matter, which puts Trump more in play than should otherwise be the case.
All right, there's been a huge amount of attention on Joe Biden and his mental health and fitness and so forth in the news, but there was a NATO summit that took place, and a very important one as well, the 75th one. There was contentious issues about whether Albo should have gone or not. Obviously, we had our Defence Minister, Richard Marles, there, but we did see $250 million in military support for Ukraine. What do you think of that? Very
significant, and I welcome it, and I think most Australians would, even though it comes at a degree of cost to Australia. That takes our total support to Ukraine to $1.1 billion. Interestingly, it was given as part of a grouping with South Korea, Japan, New Zealand and Australia. The Americans want us to form what they call Indo-Pacific 4, and we all met with Zelensky and we're all contributing. In other words, it's recognition that what's happening in Russia and Ukraine and Europe affects Asia and regional security too, probably because China is the major reason Russia is still in the war. So it's interesting that we've contributed, and we should, on a humanitarian basis, democratic basis, but also because it's the emergence of a new security grouping.
All right, we have almost run out of time, but the nuclear energy debate continues to roll on. Do you think this is a vote winner for Peter Dutton?
It is. It won't win him the election. You've got to stick to housing and cost of living. But it's enhanced his respect because he's had the courage to tackle an issue that most politicians run 100 miles away. He's had a lot of support. Polls are divided 50-50. That's pretty good result given it's nuclear. Young people are supporting it, and he's won some loud advocates like Dick Smith, and it's a sensible and reasonable thing for us to consider in our future energy needs. Overall, it's advanced him personally and politically.
We're still waiting to see the cost, but a lot of experts are saying we just really need to lift the bans to actually see what and where we can develop nuclear power plants if it goes ahead.
Yep, I agree, and that's why most people are giving it a chance. And that's why you can't tell young people that, given it's their future, that this energy source that's used in many countries around the world can't at least be discussed and examined.
Great to see you as always.
Thanks,
Thank
Janie.
you so much.